Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we are back to the moon. You know, I set out to do something in this video. I wanted to focus on some of the artificial craters and also talk about the lines. You know, when you see these impact craters, especially from a distance, you see a sprawling lines like you see here in the top left that spread out presumably from the regolith that was ejected out of the crater after the impact. And so I've looked at that before. I did a video that based on one picture that Bruce out of his video. And I was looking at the white line there and I thought, God, you know, it didn't look like a white line like regolith. It looked like it was made out of buildings. And I've seen that a couple of times, but it's a little undecided on that. So I wanted to get back in and take a look again. And when I was looking at the streaks here, and that's what it comes down to in this picture, and this picture is a little, you know, not as quality as I'd like, but you can definitely see the stripes of the white. And this is all made out of buildings here, you guys. I didn't really expect to find that either. And not only the stripes here, but I'm looking at the craters too. And I'll be darned, it seems to me that most of the craters, actually all of the craters in this picture, are artificial. And that's really saying something, because in this picture there are a lot of craters. And in every single one of these craters, if you look closely, you can see that there's construction in the middle. Granted, it's not the most perfect resolution, but it's pretty good. Now here's a place I've been before. It's a Chilkovsky crater, I think. I don't know how to say it. And I focused on the crater, and actually I thought it was a lake. And there's still some reasons that make me think that it is, but I'm not here for that. The thing that got me is when I was looking at this area, suddenly I was seeing things that I had not seen before. And this has happened quite a bit for me. I've gone back to look at some old pictures, and I see a lot more stuff in there that I didn't see before. And the thing that really blew me away about this area, and by the way, I've got some pictures coming up that are going to really blow you away, but what blew me away about this area is all of the construction. I didn't see this before. It's interesting how as time goes on, you learn more, and then when you go back and look, you see something that you just overlooked previously. Now here's some craters, some more of these artificial craters, and they're quite obviously artificial. There's quite a few of them, and frankly, I have about 3 images I think I'm using here, and the first 2 images have quite a few craters, especially the first one has a lot of craters in it. This one here has a few. Look at the buildings. You know, how can you overlook that? I don't know. It blows me away though that this is on the surface of the moon. And by the way, this is the other side of the moon. This is where this crater is at. But I lost my train of thought. The surprising thing is in all these pictures that I have, every single crater is artificial. Now, back when I did a video on Dione, that was quite obvious that entire moon was covered with buildings. And in the description from the NASA photojournal, it said that Dione had been pummeled with meteors causing craters. And indeed, it had a lot of craters on Dione. It was a tremendous number of them. However, none of them were real craters. They were all artificial. If you have a planet or a moon that's covered with structures, there's no way that you're going to see impact craters uh, because they've been covered up, if there were any. And so I'm suspecting that this is what we're going to see on our moon. But the images coming up, I just really don't have any kind of an explanation for what we're going to see. Um, and the other thing is the name of this is the alien illusion. The moon is an illusion. So many things that we've looked at, that we've taken for granted, were put there. The craters, that's an illusion. The fact that this thing is covered with craters, I don't believe it. And you'll understand why I say that coming up. Although I don't understand, I cannot understand why we're going to see what we see in these pictures. This picture of the moon that we have right here is something that I found in my files almost 3.5 years ago. And the thing that was different about this picture is it wasn't all pasty. Every time you see a picture of the moon, it's all pasty. So for whatever reason, 3.5 years ago, when I was just starting out doing this, I grabbed this picture, but I never came back to it. And now that I've been back to it, it's shocking. I don't even know what to say. Because this picture looks a lot like Dione. You see buildings covering the entire planet. And here, right here in the middle, is one of these quote-unquote impact craters that sends out the regolith in all directions. And this is the center, and this is obviously not an impact crater. But it sure does look like one from a distance. All right? We've always been told the moon is covered with craters. They're all impact craters, but they're not. At least not according to this picture. And how in the hell can you have stuff like this covering the entire moon and nobody sees it in a telescope? All the thousands of telescopes? I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I can understand other places, Dione and others, but this one here, that's right under our nose, to be covered with this many buildings. And look at all these craters. Look at them here. There must be hundreds of them in this picture. And not one of these craters is real. Every one of them has structures in the middle. I mean, this place, oh boy, again, if this picture is true, and I don't know how it can not be true, but if this picture is true, there's far, 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 far more people living on the moon than there is on Earth. Seriously? And just like in the Dione video, again, we can see these structures wrapping around the curvature of the moon. How can this possibly be? I don't understand. But one thing is very, very clear. Everything on the moon, every feature that we see when we look at it, is designed to fool us. They figured this out a long time ago. And even in old movies, like an old Disney movie where they show the picture of the moon, one of their cartoons, they make a big deal out of the big splash. It's not real. It's all structures. Can anybody please explain to me how this could possibly be? I mean, even when you look at all the other pictures that we've seen of the moon, there's not that many. Even the Worldwide Telescope won't show us this kind of surface features. It was hard to get it out of there. You can get some of this, but not like this. I hope somebody can explain to me how this can be real or not real. Just explain to me what's going on. Thanks for watching, everyone.